Superman throwing a big satellite, and he says that I will help, but it will be my way. And of course, man, why do you expect a Superman of this era to be someone like, oh yeah, government can know about me, government has the right to know about me, and yes, like government should know, everyone should know about me, like I'm going to be a good man, whatever bad anyone does to me, I will still be a good guy. No ways, no ways. If we cannot have a corny Iron Man, if we cannot have even a corny Captain America, if we cannot have a Batman who is not reluctant to, who is not with the ideology of not killing people, then why do we expect Superman to be one of the best human beings of all time? Like, why do we expect a Gandhi Superman? Why do we expect Nelson Mandela Superman? No ways, no ways. And that was the specific characterization. Like, people have completely shit on this kind of thinking, and I have heard people from so many years completely shitting on this take of Zack Snyder. But Zack Snyder is really a genius when he makes a Superman like that, and even the Injustice comics, even the Injustice video game, like they all have that kind of take on Superman. So I definitely want this kind of movies to happen. I definitely want this kind of take to be. I definitely want this kind of Superman to exist because he really looks real and relatable. Like, and the more I think about Superman, the more I really feel respectful about Zack Snyder. He was able to do something that no one else could do. Like, look at how bland this Captain Marvel was. Like, Captain Marvel was disgusting because they tried to make that kind of superhero, like that kind of emotionless human being. But no, like, Zack Snyder Superman shows emotions. Zack Snyder Superman wants to help, but he becomes disillusioned at times because he sees that human beings are not appreciating his help, and even and moreover are even blaming him for the things which are not done by him. And this is really like this is such a bad thing that Men of Steel and Batman v Superman were one of the best superhero movies for characterization of superheroes. Like it is a masterpiece. These two, this series, this TCEU, this Snyderverse is a masterpiece if you were to learn how to characterize superheroes. And the reality is this, that superhero movies are not about script, because by the end of the day you will have flaws in your story. Whatever you do, even the most accurate story will have flaws. Like even the Dark Knight had some logical flaws. So it is not just about stories. Superhero movies are more about the characters. Like the best thing about the Dark Knight is Heath Ledger, the Joker. The best thing about the Dark Knight Rises is Batman, Bruce Wayne. The best thing about Batman Begins is Bruce Wayne. The best thing about Logan is Wolverine. Like the very first name we say when we say that what is the best thing about a movie, and that's that's the way we can pick those names. And moreover, I was watching a YouTube video, and the Superman, that video describes that Superman is the best superhero. And by the way, I did not watch a lot of videos before making this analysis because I wanted to speak to what I felt as a movie goer when I watched that movie. So that's the same. So anyway, so when I was watching one of the videos on Superman and why Superman is the greatest hero, so that video tells us that Superman, though is like a god, he is ultimately like a fucking god. Like he is a big god, and still he decides to be a simple common man. He decides to go to his office by a car, whereas he can fly. And the same thing is done by Zack Snyder, and people are not able to appreciate it. It's a very big crisis for the art of filmmaking that that someone created such a great movie and people are not able to appreciate it. So Zack Snyder made Superman more human by not just showing him doing ordinary things like making love with his wife or like like having those ordinary day jobs like drawing on a trip for his work, but also he showed his moral dilemma. He showed that Superman can himself be doubtful about what he's doing. Like Superman might deviate from his goal and from his agenda of saving humanity, and this is the best thing that can happen to a Superman. Like this is the best Superman ever. If you have to like whatever someone says, but this is the best Superman. Like this Superman is having dilemmas. This Superman is thinking. This Superman is in conflict, and still he is making the right choice every time by the end. Like he is not someone who has fallen to the dark side. He is not someone who has fallen to the anti-life equation. He is still doing what is right for humanity, and this is the best Superman. And when I heard the Zack Snyder's plans that he was going to make an evil Superman who is going to fall for anti-life in Justice League 2, and that would have been a masterpiece. That would have been one of the best movies so ever. Like unbelievably, like like it is unimaginable. It cannot be imagined what he could have done with Superman, Batman, and like with an evil Superman and a Batman trying to travel back to time and do something such an insane. This would have been the best movie ever, and this is what I want. I I appreciate what MCU did, and I'm not a movie, and I at the same time again like what MCU did was completely right. But I want DCEU to thrive as well. I want a different kind of superhero franchise. I want something that is dark and gritty, and that's the best thing that can happen. Like like most of the movies of MCU are definitely not for the hardcore comic book fans, because they were made for movie goers like who want to enjoy, like they want to eat popcorns. But there are some comic book nerds who really want to watch a great movie like Logan was, like the Dark Knight trilogy was, like Zack Snyder, like Watchmen was, like Man of Steel was, and like Batman v Superman was, and like Infinity War itself was, undoubtedly. So definitely we should have a Snyderverse, and definitely this campaign, which has got $17,000 now, released the Snyder Cut campaign. This campaign should be successful, and I want Zack Snyder to take charge of the whole DCU again and create this kind of great movies, because he will give us what the fans actually want. He is himself the best comic book fan, and when he does things, he does them very very well. Another thing which I will definitely point out is that the Ultimate Edition was the real movie, and like definitely it's a big flaw. Like the theatrical edition is becomes like looks like a big mess because That was not what Zack Snyder intended. And but definitely, like, the Warner Bros. Studio should have completely rejected this hypothesis that there should be a 3 hour long Batman v Superman movie, because then the show time will become lesser. And it is a mistake of the production studio. Like, it is not a mistake of Zack Snyder. Like, they could not foresee the vision of Zack Snyder. Like, they could not foresee this idea that even a 3 hour movie can be a good blockbuster and it can bring a lot of money. Like it happened with Avengers Endgame. Like, it was a 3 hour long movie, and it was able to bring a lot of, like, it is the highest grossing movie now. So people were not able to. So the executives, that's the Warner Bros. Executives were not able to foresee this vision that a 3 hour long movie can be that good. So that is not the mistake of Zack Snyder. His movie is the Ultimate Edition movie. At the same time, even in Ultimate Edition, some scenes were missed out, such as I know a scene in which Superman, when he comes to know that Lex Luthor has kidnapped his mom Martha, so he tries to go back to her, like, and at that moment he tries to identify where Martha can be. So he closes his eye and tries to listen, and he listens to all the pain and agony all over the city. And he he then fills himself with a lot of pain and anger, and he realizes that he cannot save every individual on this planet. Like, that was a very sad part, but I don't know why they did not add that particular moment in the Ultimate Edition. But I heard that there is one such scene which makes it completely R-rated. Like, Batman v Superman is Ultimate Edition. Batman v Superman Ultimate Edition is already an R-rated movie, but still, like, if that scene was there, it would have had more of an impact, and then that logical flaw would have got over. For me, release the Snyder Cut is not just about what we fans want. It is also about doing justice to a true fan of comic books, and that name is Zack Snyder. For me, the Snyder Cut campaign is synonymous to the idea that one artist was stopped and hindered from doing what he wanted. A true artist, a true fan, a true visionary, and he should be given his chance back. Like, he invested so much of his time, but these corporate studios, all they care about is profit. They don't care about the vision, they don't care about originality, they don't care about ideas. All they care about is profit. All they care about is money. And I want that Snyder Cut to be out, and because it is something more than that. It is a true vision, and that's why I support him.